password, but not the email, like obviously. Setting up. I think so. Yeah, we're straight. She says good one. Yeah, super. It's not a.
Meetings, we already called the word, right?
Call it again.
Oh, yeah, call again, okay.
Yeah, because you have to start from the top.
Got it.
All those are.
All righty, we will call the meeting to order at 9:05. You take attendance for this one, please? Okay, so attendance again.
Okay.
Nick Gordon,
Here.
Jake Luhan,
Here.
T is here, Christine Sargent is not, Pam Scanlon.
Here.
Great. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
No public comment. Has everyone had a chance to review the meeting agenda? Oh, do we have a vote to, do we have a motion to approve it?
I will make a motion to approve it.
I'll second it. Great. It is approved. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the June 13th meeting? Do we have a motion to approve it?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
A lot of you can Pam today. Okay, great. It's been approved. Has everyone had a chance to review and approve the minute? All right. Minutes from June 30th special meeting. Okay, do we have a motion? There we go. And a second. Excellent. We're motoring through it, guys. Okay, we have committee reports.
Governance, all I have is, the board training schedule has been provided, it's attached to our minutes or our agenda today. And the sessions are again offered through Canvas. They are providing all the other training sessions via Zoom. And Megan, will you discuss this prorated training hours?
Yeah, so PED this year, I think they've gotten feedback in the past that, if somebody joins a board of a charter school in April, it's not necessarily fair for the PED to expect them to complete all 10 hours of the new board member training. So the prorating of the hours just reflects, I think, that feedback. So if somebody joins midway through, they complete half of the hours. If someone joins a quarter of the way through, they complete like a quarter of the hours. So it's just that it will only impact a new board member. It won't impact current board members.
That actually makes sense for us, so great.
Okay.
Something right. Great. I think we're gonna switch the financial report for the consent agenda just to make sure we're on time. Okay. We have the approval of the fiscal year 26 contract.
Yes, so all these contracts are gonna go over our $10,000 threshold for services. So we want to bring them to your approval. And if you guys have any questions regarding any of them, the first is gonna be for our nursing services contract. The second is our dance teacher contract. And then J&R construction and remodeling, so just renovations that we're doing the facility, the damages. And then the next is our learner's chest contract, and our classes that we offer. And then well sample for our speech and language contract, and power on for our IT services. Any questions on any of those contracts before you? Yeah, we just need your approval since they are going to give our $10,000 threshold.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Second, great, it's been approved. Next, we have the approval of Altura Prep fiscal year 26 financial policies and internal control procedures.
Great, so I can go over those changes for you. As you may remember, these internal controls haven't been updated since you guys opened the school, so we want to review these annually, make sure they align with our mission and what we are trying to do with the school. Again, when you open your school, it was half the size it is now. So as things evolve, we obviously need to up our thresholds so that it is doable for business. Obviously, I can go through each change that we have listed in control for you. The first being is the change due to capital asset capitalization. We must add language for group/bulk purchases. The threshold that we are setting is $25,000. Again, before fixed assets were just counted as an item worth 5,000 and greater would be capitalized, but now there has been changes to the language that we need to add for group and bulk purchases of threshold. The next change we have for you is the check signature threshold. We want to change that from 5,000 to 10,000. Again, just because now most of our expenses are going over that 5,000 each time we're running checks, so we need to up that, just as you can tell from our contracts that we've issued today. Now we have changes to board approval on contracts. Again, this threshold was set at 10K. We're proposing that to be 20,000. Again, that's still a small purchase threshold. We want to make sure that we up it so that we don't have as many of these contracts to bring to you going forward, unless they are going to be a significant purchase. And then another change was we added language to allow the use of CES or state procurement contracts without the need for 3 quotes. Since the state has already done this procurement process for us, we just want to streamline the service and not make it more work for us.
Sure.
And then lastly is the change to the procurement card individual usage limits. This was previously set at 1K. We're asking to increase it to 8,000 just due to the increase in usage. And we want to make sure that we are in line with school needs, and where we're really seeing the changes for this is towards the end of the fiscal year when we're trying to get things prepped for the new school year. Some of those last minute purchases that need a purchase card and won't go through a purchase order.
That's just our credit card for the school.
Yeah, so we have 3 of those.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And they're assigned to individual users, Megan, Lisa.
Okay.
So they need to access, but yes,
Great.
those are all the changes we're proposing for our internal controls. Does anyone have any questions?
We did talk about them quite a bit in finance committee. One of the things that I thought was really great is the state does the update on the contracts annually, so we'll always get the better prices if we use the state. And the bidding, which is a big time saver for staff. And then the purchase card makes a lot of sense. Everything has gone up so much.
Yeah.
To have to have something approved.
Yeah.
For 1,000, it's just.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. So.
Great. All those in favor?
Aye.
And it's been approved. Next, we have the approval of Altura Preparatory School fiscal year 26 Open Meetings Act resolution.
Yep, so annually we just review and approve our Open Meetings Act resolution, which basically states the board's process for board agendas and meeting notifications, and then the date and time of our standing monthly meetings. And so that is, the monthly meetings are scheduled for 9 a.m. the second Thursday of every month. And they'll be here at school and on Zoom. So that's what's in the resolution, and we just need to approve it for this coming school.
Great. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Guys have it, it's been approved. Next, we have the acceptance of the resignation of our governing board member, Matt O'Brien. Not gonna approve it.
Sorry. So Matt has submitted his resignation effective. Let me set up where they are. Effective 9/1. He did submit it last week. So we put it on this agenda so that we could accept it. Go. And then we had been working on our bench of potential board members if we do have somebody who's ready to join us if we vote to. So we just have to approve or accept Matt's resignation.
All those in favor of accepting the resignation?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Guys have it, it's been approved. Goodbye, Matt.
And voted on.
Yeah. Very unceremoniously. Next, we have the review and approval of Elizabeth Donahue as a potential governing board member.
So I can read her blurb for the record and we can move that. So Elizabeth Donahue is an education professional with about 25 years of experience in higher education. She's been in her current academic advising position at Excelsior University since 2002. Elizabeth holds a Master of Science in Guidance and Counseling from Sage Graduate School and a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from the University of Albany. She is the mother of an Altura alum who's currently an 8th grader at Albuquerque Academy. And we just are excited to potentially have somebody who had a student go through who saw our very beginning of the school and is able to bring a higher ed and a counseling perspective to some of the conversation. That's Elizabeth. She would be able to, I think she's want to say there would be on her today. But she would start next month. We'd figure out where on the committees. I think Matt was on the audit committee. So we'll just need to replace Matt on the audit committee with somebody or with Elizabeth. So that'll be the next kind of step if we move forward with Elizabeth.
I think Elizabeth sounds great. I know we had a handful of other candidates as well. So it sounds like you guys met with the other ones, or somebody met the other ones.
Yeah.
I think she might be
Yeah.
best fit.
Yeah, and then I think, I know everybody's in different places with board membership, but I think it's nice to have somebody who's an attorney kind of in the wings and somebody with some other different types of experiences. So we definitely are glad to keep bringing people in and meeting with them so that we can add to the board when we need to, for sure.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? This will vote to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. She has been approved. Sweet. Do we want to do the finance? Or do we want to do the discussions?
We can go to finance. Yeah.
Okay.
Great, so yes, we did have a finance committee meeting this month. We went over all the financials in detail. And as far as all of our consent items as well, the agenda. So as far as the June financials, I'm happy to report that we ended the year with a projected carryover of $535,000. If you remember, our budget for FY26 is built on $345,000 carryover. So that's a significant increase. Again, this is just a projected carryover. We're still waiting final invoices that we may receive after June 30th. That may change. Overall, we ended the year with all funds and functions positive and in compliance with state regulations. So that's great. That is large in part due to the bars that we had submitted with your permission from the previous board meeting. As far as the July here, let me go into the bars first before we go into the examples. The first bar that was submitted on your behalf is bar number 27I. This was an increase to the universal free lunch state budget by $230. This was just to additional revenue received, and it was all applied towards food. The next two bars were disapproved. I just want to preface that. But they were submitted. The first bar being bar number 28I. This is an increase to your HB 33 funds in the amount of $73,550. It was applied towards county tax collection costs and fixed assets. This was us just forecasting how much additional revenue we anticipate to receive. We went back and forth with BD and we submitted a different bar for a lesser amount. That was. And the next bar, bar number 29I, this is for your B9 fund. It was an increase of $38,500. It was applied towards county tax collection costs and fixed assets as well. Again, we went back and forth with BD, resubmitted it, and they ended up approving it for that same amount. The next bar is bar number 30I. This is an increase to your IDW funds. We received an informed notice from PED as they finally chewed up carryover from the previous fiscal year. So we were allocated $52,884 more, and it was all applied towards salary and benefits. Yeah, we're right towards the deadline there. Next is bar number 31, Ivy. This is an initial budget bar. This is for your special ed fund. It is for an additional $425. Again, this is just an additional fund that we received from the there at the end of the year. It was all applied to the supplies. Next is bar number 32I. This was the increase for your HB 33 funds. This was approved for $9,287. This is to budget the additional revenue we received for that. And it was, again, all applied towards county tax collection costs. And the last and final bar is bar number 34I. This was for your SB9 funds. It was for the total of $38,500. Again, due to the actual revenue we had received. And it was applied towards county tax collection costs and the fixed assets. So now that brings us to our July financials. As you can see, this does reflect that the budget that was approved last fiscal year. As it is the beginning of the year, we're still getting all of our purchase orders issued, approved, and jobs encumbered as well. So this one does not totally accurately depict what our budget looks like as far as encumbrances, but your August one should, once we have all of our teacher contracts entered, and those benefits associated with it. From the operation fund, you're gonna notice we're running at a deficit of 18,000, you can see. Again, this is largely due in part to us not having our budget for our lease assistance. So your entire lease payment is coming out of your operational fund. That budget is usually about between 200,000 and 300,000. That is currently coming out.
And we get that quarterly?
Yes, you get it quarterly, but we shouldn't receive the budget award until about September, October-ish. So
The applications aren't due until Friday.
yeah,
So you submit the application
I know it's late
July
every year,
1st, and then,
yeah, so we usually receive our first and quarter, our second quarter payments in December, okay, for that one. So it'll be a while. And as far as the rest of our funds, again, as we get our salaries encumbered, they will be filled there as well. Overall, we're off to a great start for the fiscal year. But I just want to highlight that next month will be a more accurate depiction of what your budget's looking like. We're in great shape. Keep in mind that we are looking at additional carryover. Moving forward, once we have audited financials. Any questions?
No.
All right.
Great.
Well, I have you.
I did review the bank statements.
Next, we have a discussion on our equity council report.
The equity council has not yet met, this year. We will schedule that likely for October. But we did just put that on the agenda to let everybody know. And we'll make the report after the meeting.
Any questions? Nope. Next, we have the co-director report.
There's not, we started school. We just started school, so we don't have much else to report on. We did yesterday start our first beginning of year assessment. PED has rolled out a new literacy assessment for K5. It's required for K2, but it's also accepted as an interim assessment in place of iStation. It requires students to read into a microphone, and it gives the kindergartners prompts like, say cat without the k. And so they say cat without the k. It's gonna be a little.
Did they not test it?
We don't know, they piloted, we know they piloted the instruction, so there's like a two-part, there's an assessment part, and then there's like an instruction part, and they're supposed to put together. We know they piloted the instruction part, we don't know if there was a pilot for the assessment, because the site just opened last week, so we TBD on how that data is back, so we'll keep you posted. For enrollment, and our enrollment is
Sorry, I have a quick
looking,
question.
yeah,
Does that
go
mean they're getting rid of iStation then?
so they have moved iStation math is still the assessment for math. iStation reading has been, I think it was purchased by, it's called Amira. And it's like super AI, like it's very, I don't know another way to describe it.
It's very AI-ish, like,
Yeah,
you have,
it'll
yeah,
read, and then she like takes all that data and then she gives them feedback.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's super interesting.
if it works, it'll be
If
great.
it works, it's gonna be really cool, because it should be able, if it works, it'll take like students' fluency. And I was asking actually Benji, he said, yeah, it was 139, and then he had some other like things, so it told, if it worked properly, it sounds like the kids got like reading fluency scores. And so, but we also got a message saying they're gonna validate everything in the first month or so, just to make sure the assessments work
Right.
properly, so. We don't have the data yet for most of the kids, but I think if it works, it's gonna be really helpful.
So you guys will still be using iStation?
No, because they
No,
like.
okay. Took it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
okay.
just pulled the switcheroo.
Okay.
So iStation will stay for math, and then it'll be a
Got it.
mirror for ELA or for reading.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's good.
It's much more aligned to like science reading.
Yeah.
And a lot more on phonemic awareness, so a lot of like, can they hear sounds, can they identify? It's not just like identifying letters, there's like more to it, like really in-depth games to see if kids are really listening and picking up on that. And but again, it's like with the kindergartners, because they haven't had explicit instruction
Yeah.
in phonics yet, it was it was a little difficult to watch yesterday, so we'll see how it goes the next time.
And this is the state
This is the
test
state
that they're gonna be using to evaluate all schools.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So that was that. Enrollment is good. We have currently 270 students enrolled. We have, yeah, pretty good enrollment. Our largest class is 25. No, 24. We're 24 kids in the kindergarten class. This is the biggest fifth grade class we've had so far. There's 39 kids. So it'll be, yeah, the highest number of students we've had per year. So, and I think our projections for our budget for the coming year were 263, 264.
And we
Yeah,
finished where?
264. Yeah, 264. So if we stick with this number, we'll see a slight increase at the 40-day
Okay.
count for budget purposes. So
So we're fairly capped out then, that's the rest.
we are,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, there's maybe, I mean, you could put a couple more kids here and there in a classroom, but not many. This is
Okay.
gonna be the biggest, yeah.
It feels it this year.
Yeah, it does, you can tell there's more kids. Even though it's like 10 more than last year, but I think it just feel, and in the parking lot, you can feel it, and you can tell it drop off, so, yeah. So that's in our elements here. Yeah, and then the last thing that we'll just need is, every year we have board members go through and sign our conflict of interest policy and disclosure form, so I have that copy for everybody to just sign, before the policy is exactly the same. The form.
Great.
And then the signature page for adding, board member.
Awesome. Is there any other discussion? Do we have a motion to adjourn then? Thank you. Great.